Barbara from Joseph Bear Designs, and I'd like to show you today how to create and put together one of my most popular patterns and kits, which is this turtle cushion, which is made purely from one piece for the back in crochet, in double crochet and trebles, and the front is made up from 7 hexagons, which are made with South African crochet, which I'm going to show you how to do that and how to put them all together. So first of all, you're going to need for your base a piece like this, which is made up just with trebles and increasing them along the way. Right, now for step 1, I'm going to show you how to make the back of the cushion, which is done in 10 rounds of trebles, increasing as you go. So you're going to start at the center here. So you're going to start with one tie knot on your hook, and you're going to chain 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to make the circle, you're going to join it with a slip stitch to your first chain, just like that, and then just come through the two loops like that. So that leaves you with your circle. Now into this circle, you're going to make your 12 trebles to start the center of the cushion. So for a treble, you're going to go over the hook. And at the beginning, sorry, I forgot to say, at the beginning you would need to start with 3 chain every time, which will be your first treble every time. So round the hook, into the loop, pick it up, then you have 3 on your hook, then you'll take 2 off, then another 2 off, and there's your first treble formed. And you need to make 12, so we've done 2 there. So round, in, pull it through for 3, 2, 2. So if I carry on round going to do the other 12, I will show you exactly how it would look. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is fairly easy to follow. 8, 9, 10, 11, and your final one, 12. Now to close the ring, so you can do that, you would need to do another slip stitch here again in the top of your first 3 chain, which we've done there. So if we just pull that tight, that is your the start of your cushion here. So that will be that piece here. Now you're going to start to increase as you go along by now doing 2 trebles into each stitch to do the second one round. So I'll show you that. So again, we go into the first stitch and chain 3, which will be your first treble. Then you'll do another treble in the same place, so making 2 trebles into 1. So into the next one again, round, take 2 off, take 2 off, and again into the same stitch, take 2 off, take 2 off. So you'll keep doing that until you get to the end of this round. To start your next round, you would then go 2 into the first treble, 1 into the next treble, 2 into the next treble, then 1, and then you will end up with a piece like this. So you're increasing by just putting 2 trebles into 1 as you go around. So on your next row after that, you would do a treble, your 3 chain, then a treble into the next one, then 2 trebles into 1 after that. Chain a treble into each of the next 2, 2 treble into the next one, and then the one as you go along you will do 2 and then 3, the one after that 2 and then 4. That then increases it as you go along and it allows your work to lay flat, and you continue like that until you've done 10 rounds altogether. Then you'll end up with a piece like this. So now we'll go on to our next step. Right, for the next part I'm going to show you now how to make one of the African crochet hexagons, which you will need for the top of the turtle, and we need 7 altogether for the actual pattern. I've actually made the first 6 and put them together, so I'm going to show you how to do the last one, actually how to make the hexagon and how we're going to join it and get it all put together. So we start again with our main colour, which is the yellow I've used for this, and yet you're going to use 2 different contrast ones, one actually for the flower itself, and then you'll need another colour, a darker or a lighter, whichever you would contrast in with it, to actually do these long stitches which actually form and make the flower stand out a bit more. So we'll now start with, you start with your main colour again, and I've actually done the trebles into it how I showed you before, but these were just done 2 trebles chain, 2 trebles chain, till you've got 6 of these 2 treble groups in your main colour. Now you will now go to your contrast colour to actually start to make the flower. So you need to join it into any of these gaps that you've got, your chain gap on you as you go along, and you now want to put into each of these gaps 2 trebles, 1 chain, 2 trebles. So you're starting to increase it as you go along. So again, we'll start with 3 chain for our first treble, then put another treble in there, chain, and then another 2 treble into the same space as we go along. And there's your first start of your first petal starting there. Now you go now 2 treble into the next space, 1, 2, chain, 2 treble again. And then we carry on right the way round till we've done this 6 times. So this is number 3, 2 treble, chain, 2 treble. I've used a multicoloured yarn here, but you can use whichever colours you like. This is all done in a chunky yarn, so you can mix and match and choose your mixed colours that you'd like to do. So we do 2 treble, chain, 2 treble. For the whole pattern you would need 2 balls of your main colour, which you're going to use, in which case I've used yellow. Then you'll need 100-gram ball of each of your 2 contrasting colours. So the last 2, 1, 2, chain, 1, 2. Last one, 1, 2, chain, and then 2 more trebles. Then as before, we would join to the top of your first of your 3 chain that you started for each round. So you just do a slip stitch in there to join it through. So there is your first round of your first lot of petals for your African flower. Now we go on to make the actual base of the flower, the end of the flower here. So now you would need to just slip stitch. All you do is just go there, pull it through into the chain there, into the chain stitch there. So you've got into your little hole there. So now again, as you start your row, you do your 3 chain for your first treble. Now we want to put 7 trebles into each chain gap here. So there's your first one, and this forms your flower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So now you can see it's building up. So again, into the next one, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get to know these as you're going along working these, but as I said, you would need 7 of these hexagons to actually make the project as you go along. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so that's half of it done, as you can see as you're going around. So we need to just do the other 3 now and work our way round. As you can see, it grows together quite quickly and comes together, and you can get some nice patterns come out if you've used a multicoloured wool. It depends what other colours you want to use for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just 2 more we need to do here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now the last one. If you're able to do the main double crochet, chain and treble, you could master this pattern quite easily. And the nice thing with these is you can just do as many hexagons as you like at a time. You can put it down and come back and do another hexagon a bit later on, and it's quite an easy thing to follow. 7. Now we're going to join it again with a slip stitch in the top of your 3 chain. So now we have the start of the flower coming together. Now what we're going to do now is change to the 3rd contrast colour to actually make the petals come together. And what you're going to do is just do a double crochet around the top, and when you come to here, you're going to put your double crochet, your hook, to pull these 2 pieces together to make your petal. So I'll just show you how to do that. So we snip that off there and just finish this piece off so it makes it a bit easier for you to look at. So you can see you've got this. So my 3rd contrast colour I used was the red. As you can see in your main here, we're going to work this one here with the red to show up the flower. So I'm now going to join the red when I can find the end. Here we go. Right, you can join that anywhere as you go along. Preferably you're better to start at the beginning here of your 7. So you'll need to join this here just and do 1 chain for your start. These are double crochet now, so you're just going to go in to your work, round the hook, you've got 2 and take 2 off, in, pick it up and take 2 off. So you're going to go right round your edge here until you get to your gap. So now you've got to your gap, you need to pull these together to pick it up. So you're actually going to, instead of going and putting your hook into the middle here, you're going to go into the middle of the one below. So you're going to go into there and pick up your double crochet here, pick it up and pull it through. This pulls your work together and actually separates the petals there. So you can do your 7 again on top of your 7 trebles, 7 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to go down the 2nd one, right down here, not the 1st, the 2nd, little gap, round, pick it up and pull it through. That actually makes the long stitch to put your petals together. So we're going to work right round again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And down again and pull that together like this. So you'll need to do that until you get right round to the end. So if you carry on doing that, I'll show you how to put it together in the next step. We now have our African crochet hexagon finished now. So now I'm going to show you how to actually fit it into the rest of the cushion, which I've already done, and how to join it. So this piece here is going to fit in here to finish it off. So we're going to start by lining our piece up like this, and what you're actually going to be doing to give this ridged effect around here, you're actually only going to be working into the back, a double crochet into the back of each stitch, which then enables the crochet work then to stand up to give the ridge effect and to stand out better. So we're now going back to our main colour again. So we've joined that here, so we're now going to put the hook in to the back of each stitch. So you're going to leave the front little piece there end in there, just the back of this stitch and the back of that one. So now we're going to join it with a double crochet, and you're going to double crochet along till you get to the corner, each corner with your 7 joins. So you're now going to go into the back of this stitch and the back of this stitch, and pick it up and just do a double crochet. So to the back and the back, pick it up, round, and do your double crochet right the way around. So you're carrying on here. You can line it up quite easily here to make sure you've done it by the red long stitch you've done there. You line up with the red long stitch you've done on the other side. You can see we've lined them up there. So the next piece, back, back and round, back again into the back. So you're going to do this right the way round the edge here. So you carry on in the back, right the way. So then you will carry on right the way round here, joining this edge, then this edge, and then you'll do 1 row of double crochet round here to join it up. So then you will have your completed cushion front. So when you've done that, you will then get your back and put it down with the wrong side up, and then you put your piece onto it like this. It will stand up a little bit, so that's all right. And then you will then need to do another row of double crochet around the edge to join these pieces together, and then leave a gap about, I would say, a little gap of about 3-4 inches like that, for you to enable you to put your cushion inside, and then you will just need to carry on right the way round and then fasten off at the end, and then you will have your main turtle body. So now we will go on to the next step. Right, now we have just finished putting our cushion together. I've put the last piece in and sewn around the edge, and then we've done 1 row of double crochet right the way around the edge. So we now have our cushion made. So now we need to put the turtle features onto it. So the head is quite simply made in double crochet in rounds, just increasing as you go, and then just stuffing it. And then I've made the little eyes and the face markings on there with black yarn. So that's just been stuffed and ready to sew on in this area here. If you face it like this with the stripe down the middle to you, you know then you can do that in the right space. So that would go there. Then the little tail, I've done a triangle. I've folded it in half and then done a row of double crochet down the middle, and you can stuff that if you'd like to, or just leave it flat, and that would go on the other main flat piece here. Now the actual flippers or wings for him, you would need 4 of these, and they would be spaced out in these places here. And how these are actually made is very simply how you started the bottom of the turtle, which you did in your trebles there. You would work for your first 1, 2, 3 rounds in trebles. So you've done your 3 rounds in your trebles, and then you would then fold it in half like this, where you have a semicircle, and then to put it together and to give it a bit of weight, then you would then crochet the 2 halves to make one in together. So you just go through one stitch and the other stitch, and you would go through both pieces of the stitch this time, through there, right the way round, and that sandwiches it nicely together, and then it stops it from rolling up. It just gives it a nice stable flipper there for you. So you just need to go right the way round the edge here, like this, just in double crochet through the 2 stitches, right the way around till you get to the end here. And then if you leave a piece of your yarn at the end when you just finish it off, as your last stitch there, if you just leave a length of yarn there and then just pull it through like this, that gives you enough yarn there just to sew it on the other piece onto the body here. So now I'm going to put it together, then I can show you the finished product in the next step. Right, we now have the finished product. We put everything together here, so then you will have something looking rather like this one here. Also, I forgot to mention to you, you will have enough yarn here to be able to make a little baby one as well. Just made with 1 African crochet hexagon there, and just the 1 row less on each of the fippers. So then you will have this one as well. One thing you will need to use for this actual pattern here, you would need a 5.5 to 6 millimeter crochet hook, depending on your gauge and your tension. I'm rather a loose crocheter, so I've used a 5.5 crochet hook here, and I've actually used a 12-inch cushion inner inside to finish him off there. So there you have your finished product. I hope you've enjoyed watching this afternoon, and keep safe everybody, and I hope to see you soon.